this I want to be happy, and for this I'm using the body, right? But now, how I can ensure continuity of the happiness? This is possible through the right understanding and right feelings to ensure its continuity. If I don't have this clarity, then what I do? I try to be happy by body sensations. I try to be happy by eating some sweet, by hearing some sound, etc., etc. That is one way. I think of accumulating lot of physical facilities, and I think that through that I can be happy. Or I try to have the favorable feelings from the others, and I make the efforts for that. But whatever you can say, feelings we derive from this, that is actually excitement, its continuity is not possible. If I have this clarity, now I will use my body to develop the right understanding. I will use my body to understand these feelings that we'll see today. I will try to have these feelings within me, and I will use the body to express these feelings. For example, I have this feeling of respect. If my uncle, I go for a marriage, if I see my uncle, I will touch his feet. I'm using the body to express my feelings. If I find my friend, I will hug him. If I feel somebody far away, I'll just wave the hand. So I'm using the body to express me. So now I'll be able to see that how I can rightly utilize the body. If this clarity is not there, what do you think? What is the reason for we see this drug addiction? If this self-regulation and this clarity about right utilization of the body is not there, what a student, in fact any human being, if his friend calls, let us go for that there is one birthday party and they are going to serve the liquor there, some hot drinks will be there, let us go there. Then he will be tempted by that. That he can say, because every human being wants to be happy. So now he will say, yes, let us go there. No problem in going for that party, but if he has this clarity that this liquor is not good for my body, he will still attend the party, but he will say, no, I know that this liquor is not good. I don't take it. You people take it. I will just stay here with a feeling of relationship. I will enjoy the party. I will take the food. I will wish that friend whose birthday is there, he can come. So every child, we can say we have to develop this capacity in every child, and in fact before that it will get developed within us. As a UHV teacher, first beneficiary is the teacher himself or herself. Yes, Bhaiya, yes, you got the answer. Yes. And of course this health part we have seen that I can have this program to the extent possible so that my body remains healthy. I take the proper food in proper amount. Otherwise, I may go for a marriage and at some point I get the sensation from the body that it is sufficient, stomach is full, but that taste is there and I keep on eating because now I am trying to derive the happiness through the sensations. But if I have this clarity, yes, now this is sufficient, I will stop because that much food is sufficient for my body. Yes. So, any sharing, any question? Yes?
Sir,
yes?
is it heart and the expectation?
Yes.
Whether they belongs to myself, right? Or they belong to
Belongs to?
body.
All?
Is it heart expectation?
Yes. Where all imagination is going on, it is in the self. Body is a material thing. So entire, you can say, this imagination is going on in me, desire, thought and expectations, and this is happening very, you can say, at lightning speed. We can say this is happening. In fact, the moment I enter here, I just look, and depending upon my taste, for example, I may feel that sitting on the chair is good, I will sit there. Now depending on that tasting and selecting, the taste means generally the taste of the food, but also I have the taste for the color, I have the taste for softness. So for example, now my taste is that sitting on the chair is good for me, I feel better, I will go and look for the chair which is vacant. Then even that, in that row is there first, second, the closer to resource person, away from the resource person, I have this taste. I feel secure. Many times I feel secure, you can say, when I am far away from the resource person. Sometimes I have the taste that I want to sit in the first row. So depending upon my taste, I will make the selection. And then I have some expectation now that yes, I am sitting from there, now I can listen and I can be comfortable. So this desire, thought and expectations, and what is the purpose? The purpose is to be happy. That, for example, sitting on this, I can say, is not comfortable. I think that sitting on the chair is comfortable, I will sit there because I want to be happy. But now suppose somebody is sitting on the chair and now resource person says, no, you come here, then I will feel unhappy because that is my desire is that I am comfortable there. That's why we can say, we give the choice. See, our body is a part of the nature. And if you see, when I am standing, that you can say this is a circle. If I am standing like this, it is going like this. But when you are sitting, that circle is complete, that is comfortable. Secondly, what has been observed, that if I am sitting and if my spine is straight, I can have better concentration. So it is, you can say, so both the arrangements we make and then participate. But now, for example, in Uttar Pradesh, since 2009 it is going on, and their participants know, you can say, so they are very well used to this. So then you will find that most of the participants, when they come, they will directly sit on this. Now here in South India, etc., maybe most of us might have seen this arrangement for the first time. But now maybe when you come for the second time, you will be prefer to sit here and like this. Yes, any question or any sharing? Today now we'll start with, in fact yesterday only we started with the harmony in the family. Harmony in the family is the basic unit of interaction. I will just try to revise this. Or any question about human being as a coexistence of self and the body. We are talking about this word right understanding. Right understanding is understanding the reality as it is in its completeness. Right understanding is understanding the reality. For example, now, right, about human being, about myself. Till this, what was my assumption? I am the body. Because this self and the body, they are coexisting. So now, many times I assume myself to be a body, but now I have this clarity that I am a human being, and human being is a coexistence of self and the body. And we are related at the level of the self. The relationship is, means the relationship is already there. Now, This is, you can say, the right understanding that I'm not only the body, I'm a coexistence of self and the body. It is at the level of the self that I am related, and now the need of the self is to be happy. And this can be developed, I can be happy by right understanding and right feelings. This is right. And then what is the need of the body? The need of the body is a physical facility, and that requirement is limited. If I'm able to see that this is limited, okay, then whatever I can say, with right understanding, I can identify what is my need of the physical facility. So now I have two programs. One is to earn the physical facilities, required physical facilities. And for that, I will take, you can say, I go to the college, I get a degree, for example, B computer, I get a job, I get the salary, and then I purchase the required physical facilities for my body. So with that, I can maintain the health of my body, I can nurture, protect, and rightly utilize the body. As far as this need of the self is concerned, this is happiness. This is, you can say, this can be fulfilled by the right understanding and right feelings. And for that, I use the body now. For example, now we are attending this workshop. I read the books, I listen to the videos, I share this with my students. So now, through this, slowly through this process, I try to understand what are the feelings, okay, and through this process, I try to fulfill this need. So that is my program, and this is value part. So the education system will contain both values as well as skills. Yes. Yes, any question? So let us in fact try to, already Didi has started this one yesterday, the harmony in the family, the basic unit of human interaction. Family is we can say, in fact, family the people with whom we are spending most of our time in a day. So that way, even my department is also my family. I start with that, and then slowly I will expand it to the word family. But let us, for the time being, let us take the family means where I stay with my parents, my spouse, my children, my brother, sister, maybe uncle, auntie, or maybe one of my distant relatives maybe also staying with me. So that is, we can say, is the family. So we are now moving to the next level, that is harmony in the family. And I am trying to explore what is my role, what is my value in the family. So this we already covered. The family is a basic unit or building block of human organization, and major issue in the family is the relationship, fulfillment of relationship. My natural acceptance is for the relationship. In fact, right from the first day, first session, we have been trying to explore that I want to live with a feeling of relationship. Every moment? Yes? Every moment. Yes. So I want to live with a feeling of relationship. If I want to live with the feeling of a relationship, do I need to understand the relationship? Yes, no? Without understanding the relationship, can I live with the relationship?
No.
Not possible. Right? So I need to understand the relationship so that I can live with the relationship. This question of the divorce is, in fact, increasing rate of the divorce. And what is the situation right now? that even we can both wife as well as husband, both of them are having good paying jobs with good salaries. What it means, money is not a problem. Both of them are earning well, have good bank balance, you can say good flat, you can say car, etc., etc. But still they are going for divorce. What is the reason? They are not able to understand the relationship. And when they are not able to understand the relationship, they will not be able to live with the relationship. Right? Because one of the ways which I try to seek the happiness, yesterday evening also, Bhaiya had shared that maybe you can say with husband and wife, you can say if I live for 3-4 days, then after 3-4 days I will get bored and I may say just give me some space, or you can say now go away, some at least let us for some time. Because here what is happening, that I am trying to get the feelings from the wife. For example, the husband thinks that wife should give the attention to me only all the time. A wife is expecting that every time when I make a call, my husband should take up the phone. Every time when I message, he should immediately message me back. He should tell whom he is going to meet. Because somewhere I am trying to be happy by having the favorable feelings from the other. But this is not a continuous source of happiness, just like the physical facilities. I mean, like I keep on switching from this to this. You can say just when I am watching the TV, I watch match for some time. I get bored, then I go for news. Then from them I can say, then you can say, then maybe you can say something else, some other channel. I keep on changing the channels. Songs, I keep on shifting from one to another. YouTube videos I am watching, I just watch half, just leave and go for that. I keep on shifting because these, we can say, they cannot be continuous source. And better way to understand is that if I am eating gulab jamun, first, second, third, fourth, at certain point of time I don't want that. And at that time if any friend comes, or suppose my mother comes and lovingly she says, beta, I have prepared for you, and she picks on gulab jamun and tries to put in my mouth, I will start fighting with her. But instead of this having this favorable, expecting the favorable feelings from the other, if I ensure the feelings within me, then that makes me happy. That will ensure the happiness in me. And now I share the feelings with the other. If other is able to evaluate, he will be also happy, and that will lead to mutual happiness. But as far as I am concerned, now I am not dependent on the others for my happiness. What we are saying is that happiness is equal to harmony, and that is my innate nature. हिंदी देखो से स्वभाव, प्रभाव या दबाव नहीं है. So happiness is my innate nature, and now with this I am not dependent on outer things. I am not dependent on this. Still I can, for example, yesterday Didi was asking if every human being is in harmony. Suppose 800 crore people, everybody is in harmony, then what it means? Now everybody is happy, so now one country doesn't have to attack another country to get more physical facilities, because whatever physical facilities are with them, they know that they are sufficient. It means now there won't be any war. It means that every child will get its required food. Every human being will be able to live with a feeling of relationship with every other human being. There won't be exploitation of the nature. Every time I will try to see that my need of, for example, if I need to cut one tree, at the same time, for example, for my wood, for some furniture, I have to cut one tree. I will cut the tree because I need physical facilities, but at the same time I will plant 10 trees so that they will grow up, and whatever that one tree was giving to me, for example, now it was purifying the air, it was holding the soil, it was helping to maintain the climate for the rains, etc. All these 10 trees will do together. So my need of the physical facilities is also fulfilled, and nature is also enriched. Yes.
There is no place to plant that every cell nowadays.
There is.
All of trees are constructed.
Yes.
That is the main reason.
Yes. But then can say yes, in the city that is what we are doing. Even you can say in a building compound there can be good trees, but we need the space for parking, so we are cutting. But because you can say, in fact, in Maharashtra there is one city, Aurangabad. There, because that is a dry area, but they have decided, in fact, even before UHV, some 4 or 5 years back, and almost that entire city, all the colleges, they have come together and they are planting more than 1 lakh trees per year. And they have said that just within a short span, the whole area is changing. Previously it used to be very dry, and now they see the trees everywhere. So if here space is not available, at least you can say this is, you can say the rural area, some spaces are, but wherever available we can do it. So this is just one example, I will say. Yes. So now so participants from this college, they have come because for 2 days. So for 2 days we have been missing your sharings. So today we plan to have some sharings from faculties of this college. What has been the whatever discussion that has taken place for last 2 days. Okay, okay. So we'll try to have that one. It is almost the time for the first session. So now I will call upon Nidhi Didi to start the session. So if any question or discussion is there, you can faculty, some more participants come. But now I will hand over to Nidhi.
Thank you. Didi, I think many are yet to come, no? Bhaiya has already gone through recap, but welcome back all of you. And if you have any sharings or questions, we can put them. And I think within 5 or 10 minutes we would be starting. It would be good for all to join, and then we start. Any experience you would like to share which you have when some of you, I could see that they have already been conducting this subject. So how has been your experience while you conducted it? You would like to share, Bhaiya? You have conducted it, Bhaiya? You have already conducted UHV? No, not UHV. Okay. You have conducted, no, Bhaiya? Please, will it be okay if you share the experience?
Mike.
Then.
Good morning to everyone. I think 2 times I conducted this course.
Okay.
I already, during the self-reflections, during evening sessions, I I told what my experience. So once again, I want to share those things. We should not treat this subject as a core subject. Certainly, this is a different one. So while teaching also, we should not use the same methodology as for teaching the core subjects. So because in core subjects, we will have a particular theorem, like a procedure, or like a derivation, or like a diagram, or something which is depending upon the subject which we are teaching. But this is a different one. So that's why generally what I use is, I use active learning methods, like think, pair, share. One of the active learning method. Think, pair, and share. So, time permits I will elaborate in later lectures what is think, pair, share. And most of my classes are in blended mode. So, which is also a common practice of active learning methods. There is another one called people class technique. So, which also I use it more. And myself, I prepared a website. So, in another session, I try to show the content of that website. So, by this, I want to student more involvement. So, again, I'm telling, we have to use the same method of core teaching. It is not helpful for the student. Students become bored and they did not show any interest after few classes. That's why we have to, depending upon the resources that are available, we have to develop our more methodology such that the sessions which we take to the students should be learned. So another part of my lecture is online quiz. So I use some dedicated softwares. So after completion of the mostly 2 classes, I try to give that quiz. We are running some WhatsApp groups dedicated to the subjects in our college. I maintain those WhatsApp groups. So that's why it is easy for me to put some 10 questions, either fill the blanks or multiple choice questions, such that they can also to get the habit of the universal level values. So I will explain in later stages what are the things. Thank you.
Ji, Bhaiya, what we wanted to hear from you was this also, that after conducting it for 2 times, whether there was some sharing from student
Yes.
side, that any one experience if you would like to relate.
Actually, I belong to civil department. But last year, I brought this subject to mechanical students as well as triple students.
Okay.
So by teaching mechanical and triple students, after completion of the course, we will have some courses as well.
Okay.
So mechanical students are given more learning to than triple students, because the involvement of mechanical students in real life understanding is more, what I think. Because of that one, if we teach in a particular way, automatically students will easily able to learn the need of human values, what is the need of human values in their life, how they have to practice them, what is happened already while not practicing human values. So what will happen if they practice the human values in their day, with their family, with their relatives, with their friends, like that is very good one. And also which encourages me a lot.
Okay. Okay. Yes, please. You have also conducted, no? Ha. Okay. We will pass the mic.
I'm from management department, and I also teach accounting and logistic kind of subjects also. And I was also interested to teach this subject. And we go to various departments in engineering branches. And like sir said, I have also observed similar kind of patterns. Like the ECE students basically who perform well in accounting subjects, but they performed very poorly in this subject. As far as assignment is concerned, because I have given very open questions in the assignment, so they have to, there are two options I given. Either they have to, give a presentation putting their own views after the class, or maybe after 2 classes. So that is one thing. Another thing is assignments, where I have given open questions, so they can write their point of view. So there are two things. And I observed that the civil students performed well in this particular subject than the EC students. And one more thing I have observed, we are teaching to the third year students because recently we have implemented. So there is no scope to implement in the second year. And I have observed that most of the students have already developed a kind of belief regarding relationships, regarding trust, regarding respect, and all sort of things. So it is very difficult at times to impart some changes or make them believe that this is not exactly what you are thinking. So that is the problem I am facing.
Nice. G. Mic is there here somewhere. Yeah, pass it on just to back side. One let it be here and one we will keep it the back.
Good morning, one and all. Actually, I did start this subject, but this subject needs lot of examples, and the examples also contemporary.
Okay.
Yeah, because these contemporary examples will be passed into the younger minds. Actually, I want to quote one movie. There is a good example actually. That is Pushpa 2, which is a popular movie. Hero offers lot of money to police commissioner, and police commissioner goes on telling something is missing, something is missing. Actually, everyone watches this movie. That is respect which relates to the self. Yeah. So that's why I am telling I wanted more contemporary examples to teach this subject.
So you will be taking this subject now, Bhaiya?
Yeah, in this semester.
In this semester. Okay. I just wanted to ask if you all are aware that we also have a book for this subject, and we can get that book, and in the book itself many examples which you are listening here would be there, and those are true examples, actual examples, and then upon our own observation with the contents we can add our own examples also, so that keeps multiplying. And also lots of material is available in terms of YouTube recordings. So this AICT UHV channel is there, so that also we can listen to. And the best part is when we will go through these PPTs, these are the content PPTs, but if you will see to it, there are many questions which have been asked by many people time to time. So in every workshop we see same kinds of questions getting put up. So those frequently asked questions are also collected at one place, and their answers related to the content are also available for our help. And the presentations, these PPTs which we are using have been prepared by the team, and we all follow the same. So those who will be conducting the subject, it is not needed that we prepare our own PPTs, but we can follow these PPTs as it is. And as Bhaiya rightly mentioned, that for students we need to add some activities, so those we can add, but keeping this base of the content as it is, and then we can add activities. So the story of stuff video which we went through is one of such activity. If we go through the book, many such practice sessions have been given in the book itself for all of us to follow. And when I remember we conducted this subject for the first time, we also had tutorial sessions, like we have practical sessions for theory subjects, core subjects. Similarly, we had sessions like we have tutorial sessions here. So we used to have 3-hour theory class and 1 batch of practical, so 2 hours per batch. So that is how when these tutorial sessions were getting conducted, I could see when they started sharing their content related attention was more drawn. When I share, then I can reflect over it what I am going to share, and that helped them very much instead of just having a theory class. So this is all possibility we all can try. And now we will be starting with the session. Yesterday,
What is the name of the book?
Universal Human Values and Professional Ethics.
Copy.
Soft copy we will share, and also Bhaiya will share. And Bhaiya will also share the link of Amazon if it is available.
I would like to share.
There is the group. That soft copy is there in the group.
Author name is
Author name is R.R. Gaur, G.P. Bagaria, and R. Asthana. We will mention it in the group itself so that the cover page is visible to you and you can directly access it. Ji.
I would like to share a general thing regarding the nature. My name is Shiva. I am from VASAVI reading knowledge. So here we are reading newspapers every day. Times of India, Deccan Chronicle, so on, so regional, national, or whatever it is. So we know that how many trees we have to extract for generating the pulp in order to start a newspaper, in order to publish a newspaper. So hereafter, everyone stop reading the newspapers. Instead of that, go through the media, news channels or e-content or whatever it is. We have mobiles, so thereby you can start reading the news, whatever it is available. So in order to save the nature, I am saying this. So inform this thing to everyone, relatives or whoever they are. That's what is the main thing. And one more, why? Because in India there are around 140 crore population. So for each person, 28 trees were available right now, according to the latest survey regarding this trees nature. Okay, so this is the main thing I want to inform you all. And one more thing is, recently I have googled it. What are the happiest countries in the world? Yeah, Sweden, Finland, so countries are there. But it was least in India. The rank was. So why can't we implement those rules and regulations, those countries, developed countries, happiest countries? So instead of learning or going through these UHV, universal human values. So this is my question to you. Because you only said that, Ashwin Patil sir said that, Bhaiya said that, it takes a lot of time to impact each and everyone in this innovation, most innovation. So see, my example, here no one is showing interest to see the cricket test match. Everyone is eagerly waiting to see only T20 matches, why? Because it will be finished in 3 hours. Whereas if you go for test match, it will take around 5 days. So the impact we want, the change will be in a short time. The change has to be occur or happen in a short time rather than long time. So why can't we implement those rules and regulations following happiest countries? So if we implement those rules and regulations, definitely within a short period of time, our nation will also be happiest one. So this is my opinion.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you. You can switch it off, Bhaiya. So regarding Bhaiya's first sharing, about newspaper, we will come back to his point when we discuss harmony in the nature. Okay, will that be okay? And the second point which he said is, why can't we have rules and regulations similar to some countries which have already got the results with them? Okay. Now for this, we all can keep it open. I find for this institute, the things are already going very well. Okay, but we have also been to institutes where even though rules and regulations were mentioned, all the people in the institute were not able to follow it. What could be the reason, do you think? Now, I'll just quote simple example, okay? Whether on the very first day Didi mentioned that we do not have to use our mobile phone? Yes, no. Does that happen that when I sit here, my complete attention is there and I never look only even once to my mobile? Does that happen, or sometimes we also refer it? Happening? Rule is mentioned. Is it getting followed? Now the reason is, we were discussing this harmony in the self yesterday. So what is important in my content of imagination, I will refer to it. Okay? Just to quote an example which Bhaiya was sharing with me yesterday. If I am walking on the street and if this 500 rupee note is there, what do you think? How many people will be paying attention to it? Mostly. Now, for me, what is important, I pay attention to it. For me, sitting here is one task which I am doing. At another moment in time, if I feel that having a look at my message is more important than this discussion which is going on, I might switch to looking at my phone. Does that happen with each one of us? Yes, no. We pay attention to what feels important to us. Now for me, like Bhaiya is mentioning, for him it is very nice that if the things are set, he would be following it. So for him, following things which are right is very obvious part. But for a person like me, following a rule is not at all acceptable until and unless I check whether it is right for me or not. Are you seeing the difference? For somebody else, there is this third person who would be enjoying not following the rules. Are we seeing these three categories? There is one person who will always follow it. There is a person who will follow when they understand. There is another person who would not like to follow it at all when it is mentioned. Otherwise, they say, I would have done, but because you have mentioned, I won't do it. So hence, now we will keep it open for all of us to check if the rules and regulations have been provided to us. Will it be possible for me? I will not talk about others. Will it be possible for me to follow it each and every time as it is expected? This is one part. Or this another process of self-exploration is okay for me to go ahead, that some information I received, I checked it, I found that it is leading to harmony, it is making me comfortable, and then I am following it. So which way is okay for me to go, that I can decide. Is that okay? And then we will come to this point again when we go for harmony in the society. All right? We are starting with this part.
Good morning, madam.
Ji.
Like my friend asked regarding the implementation of strict rules and regulations.
Ji.
So, until and unless a situation, worst condition reaches people, then only they will realize. Like in Corona time, everybody used to wash hands, everybody used to wash clothes, everybody not going to theaters, eating outside food. So whenever the danger comes, then only Indians will realize. But other countries, like a teacher, you say this is good, this is not good. Immediately they will implement and they will follow. That is the main problem here, because my grandfather said while he was studying social studies 10th class, India is developing countries. Now my son is studying 10th class, he is also saying developing country. Why we are not becoming developed country means this is the main problem. Once the situation comes, all will realize. Meanwhile, like in Ooty and Kodaikanal, recently I went there. They banned plastic usage and water bottles, etc. I think that. Thank you.
Will it be okay if we continue with this discussion and start with the content, Didi? We'll come back to you. We'll come back.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm coming back to my own self and my responsibility in my family. We started with this, having a list of 9 feelings starting from trust. And now with this, I am trying to understand, on the very first day we were exploring it together, the major problems in my family or the family surrounding me are not due to lack of physical facility, but are due to lack of fulfillment in the relationship. And hence, for me, it is necessary that I understand what relationship is. And we could see here my role I was trying to explore till yesterday, that at least when I understand, when I have a right feeling in me, for me at least that would be comfortable. I am in harmony. And now for me, in me, this to happen, these 9 feelings and its exploration is going to help me. And we are starting with this feeling of trust, which is a foundation value. So the proposal on trust is to be assured. I am assured of this person when I have this feeling of trust within me for them. When I am assured of this person, I am assured, I have this clarity that this other person wants to make me happy and prosperous. All are there? Can we repeat the proposal? Trust. Trust is to be assured. Assured of what? Assured of relationship. What in relationship? I am assured, I have the clarity that the other wants to make me happy and prosperous. Are we assured of this feeling of trust within us for each one of our family member? Yes? Yes? Great. Now we are going to explore this feeling of trust between 2 individuals. I am that first individual and Bhaiya is that second individual, for example. And this is how we are all going to go ahead. Now this activity we all are going to do, I hope all are aware, fresh. Okay. So the first individual is you. Each one of us, we are that first individual. And for second individual, we have the possibility. Either you choose a person sitting next to you, take them with you, that would become a second person. Or another possibility is you write any one person's name in your family. It could be your family, it could be a friend, it could be your colleague. All are ready with this? You have this pair ready with you? It is one you and the other one is either person sitting next to you or it could be your family member. Everybody has written the name? Whom you have written, Bhaiya? Whom you have written? Your husband, great. Anybody else? Father. Daughter. Father. Bhaiya, you? What person you have considered?
Open.
Open? Great. Wife? Spouse? Okay. From this side? You both? Great. Yes, sir. Great. So we all are going to evaluate this feeling of trust between 2 individuals. And we are going to ask some very simple questions. Okay? So I am going to ask you a question. I am asking a question, then in turn the question is asked to you yourself. I am asking a question, you are asking yourself, and then we are going to answer it together. Okay? We all at the first level are that first individual. For sir, he is the first one, and then it comes to other, he is going to ask me few questions. Now, I am asking these set of questions to evaluate trust between two individuals, and the first question is, I am asking myself whether I want to make myself happy. Do I want to make myself happy? So there is this question 1A, and we have two possible answers, yes or no. For me and for sir and for Bhaiya, is it yes? So I am answering it yes, putting a tick mark over it. The second question put up is, now I am asking myself whether I want to make the other happy. I am asking myself for the other person. I am asking whether I want to make sir happy. Bhaiya is asking whether he wants to make him happy. You are asking the other person. What is the answer now? Okay. The question is 2A and the answer is yes. The third question is now it was you who was the first individual, for you Bhaiya is second one. Now for many of us, even though this pair is not formed, we have that name with us. You said spouse, you said wife. So now I am asking this question on their behalf. What do you think? Whether the other wants to make themselves happy? Here, Bhaiya can ask it and get it clear. But when the person is not around, then I am asking it, what do you think? Whether the person wants to make themselves happy? Each individual wants to make them happy? Your wife also wants to make herself happy? Your husband wants to make himself happy? Okay? Question number 3A, the answer I got is yes. Okay? Now there is this fourth question. Now for Bhaiya, the other person is here. For me, sir is here. For me, for you, your husband is not at right now here, for example, then I can straight away ask and get the answer. So here we will be having two possibilities of answer. I am asking you, Bhaiya, for this last question. For me, you are that other person. Do you want to make me happy? You got it confirmed from Bhaiya. So those who are seeing us around are answering it as yes. Now those who are seeing the person is not around, now you ask yourself, what do you think? Whether that other person wants to make you happy?
We can't say.
Great. All right. Now this question which I asked, these questions were asked to evaluate natural acceptance of one person and the other person. Okay. Now we are going ahead and we are going to ask questions to evaluate. Are you seeing this change? The tick mark? And as Bhaiya said, we are going to put a question mark here because we are not sure of it. And now I am going to evaluate it for the ability part, the competence part, what I am able to do. Okay? On my ability, the first question is, am I able to make myself always happy? So we all are asking this question to our own self and then answering, am I able to make myself always happy? And this is, and otherwise it was actually okay. Otherwise it was okay till this word was not there. Now this word has come, always. What do you think? Because of your own desire, thought and expectations, are you able to ensure harmony within you each and every moment? This is my answer.
It's not continuous to show.
I am not able to. Is this okay for all of us? Any question? Now I am coming to second question, and the question I am asking is, am I able to make the other always happy? Now what may happen is, because we are meeting here for the workshop, there is very less interaction amongst us. So I am not directly able to see what is the point where I, took the effort to make you unhappy. If the break is little late, 15-20 minutes, or if the lunch break is cancelled, will that be okay? Fine? With only one incident, this fluctuation comes. Okay? So now for the second question, I am not able to make the other always happy. Now third question is about ability of that other person. Now I am asking you, for you yourself you are checking, what do you think? Even if the person is around, not around, what do you think? Whether the person must be able to make themselves happy always? No? And now the fourth question, we will ask it to Didi. You chose it as husband, Didi. Your husband is able to make you always happy. Huh? Not only? You know why I asked it to Didi? Because with spouse we are having this confirmation very much that sure no. Hence for that sure part we are adding 2 question marks here. Question mark no, question mark no, question mark no, double question mark, big no. Okay. Now this part we were checking for evaluating natural acceptance, intention, what is naturally acceptable to me. This part we are doing for evaluating competence part, and yesterday when we were discussing about harmony in the self, we had seen this diagram. We had seen this circular diagram of our imagination, and we said that this portion was getting driven by preconditioning, this portion by sensation, and this portion by natural acceptance. So when this portion of mine gets governed by natural acceptance, when I am able to be in line with the natural acceptance, I am said to be a competent one. I have the competence to be in line with the natural acceptance, which is for relationship, which Bhaiya was mentioning, that whatever the other person is behaving, I do not get disturbed with it. I am okay with it. That is my competence to be in line with relationship part, irrespective of what the other is doing. Irrespective of what is getting served to me while I am taking lunch or dinner, I am able to choose what is providing nutrition to the body is my competence. If it is happening every time, this portion is increasing. If it is happening sometime, this is how my state would be. This is my state. Do you think we all are having less or more the same state? For some, this part is more. For some, this part is more. For some, this part is more. But are we seeing that, at least for me I am seeing this completed yet not filled with yellow part. It is red and black and yellow. And this is how it is for most of us. and that is my competence. What I am in terms of desire, thought and expectation. And yesterday we also saw that whatever happens here gets reflected in two ways. Behavior and work. So that is my competence, what is happening in my desire, thought and expectation. We are evaluating trust between two individuals. We are sure of that my intention is to make you happy. My intention is to make myself happy. When I asked it to you, you said that you also want to do the same. So when we all are there at this place, when we all are there at this place, what is the answer I am getting? Yes. But when I am placing myself here and the other one here, this question mark is coming. Okay? Now you ask yourself, how do you want to go ahead in a relationship? You want to ensure continuous trust or you want breaks in trust? It should be conditional or unconditional? I'm getting two answers. Unconditional? Okay. Now what I want is, for me, you should have unconditional trust. Okay? For me, you should have continuous trust. From my side, what is happening? Is it continuous? Is it conditional? Is it continuous? From you to the other person. Is it continuous? For husband, for spouse, for parent, for child, for student. From you, how is it? Is it continuous? Yes, no. Is it continuous? For student? Is it conditional or unconditional? Conditional? So now last week I asked you for 1,000 rupees and you gave it to me and I have not returned it back to you. Would you like to give it to me this week also? If I ask? No? Why? You called me, okay, and I could not pick your call, okay, and I even did not call you after that 1 week also. Okay, no? Will you give me a call again? Try it one more time. You tried it few times and I did not answer, did not call you back. Okay, no? You had told me to write this assignment, but I have not got the assignment ready with me. Okay? Okay? I am giving these examples for all of us to check. From this side to this side, what I want is continuous and unconditional. From this side to this side, 1,000 rupee for 1 week, question mark. One assignment, question mark. Few calls, question mark. Came late, question mark. Is it happening or not happening? Why it is happening?
We are expecting from the others unconditional, continuous, but we are not.
But I am not able to ensure it for the other. Why it is happening with me? Why it is so? Where we have put this question mark? Where we are putting this question mark? 1 on the natural acceptance and 2 on the ability. Now what I am doing for you is, you came at 9:30 and you were supposed to come by 9 o'clock. What I could see is you came late. You came late. I am seeing the competence part and then putting a question mark on your intention saying, actually you did not want to come in time only. What I am doing is, looking at the competence part and putting a question mark on intention of a person and to look at this, we can have these two example scenarios in front of us. The first part is about the other, and the another part, this part is about myself. So the glass broke by accident is the statement I say when the glass is broken from my side, and when the other is doing so, what is the statement? The other broke the glass. Here what was added? And now we recall each of the mistake which the other person in our family has made. Recall it and recall the statements which were there. I came late. Sorry, actually there was traffic. You came late? I was not able to submit an assignment. You have not submitted the assignment? How many of you participate in this activity of boiling milk in the household? Boiling milk? How many times it has been told to you that you have to look at it while the other person is around? You have been given the responsibility? How many times it was successful? How many times it did not go right? Many times, both scenarios? And when the other, I gave you this responsibility and I went away, and then I came back and saw the milk is out. What is my response? Is it a response? Bhaiya is giving very nice reactions every time.
She will not know.
Huh?
By the time she comes, I'll clean it.
Very nice. But you are sure of the reaction. So what is happening is, I am making a mistake even only once. Okay, I would add this word accident, and even if I am making the same mistake repeatedly, I am not doubting on my intention. I would say I have made this mistake by accident, and with that I have a feeling actually I was right. I am that special person. You ask yourself now, who is the best person in your family? Who is the best person in your department? Who is the best teacher in your department? Who understands students? Who takes care of student? Who invents new methodologies for student? So I always carry this feeling that I am special, I am good, and then I do not make any effort to improve my own competence because the focus is on this. Because the focus is on my intention part. I actually wanted to come in time, but I missed my vehicle. I wanted to, but I missed, and for that I have a number of reasons. And when it happens with the other, if the other makes this mistake even once, I start with doubting their intention. Those two question marks were there on the ability part, and that reference I took and brought it into this intention part. And now I say the person makes the mistakes intentionally. Now with that I have a feeling of opposition, I get irritated and keep on reinforcing that the other is bad, cannot improve. This might not be the scenario in each one of our relationship, but with this discussion I am trying to explore, does this happen in at least some of the relationships which we are having around? Yes, no.
Yes.
For parents, we say that we are very sure. Are we sure on their intention part? Sure? So it means for my parents, I should not have got irritated, angry even once in my lifetime. When I get into this opposition, irritated and angry, when I start seeing the mistake and start doubting the intention of the other, and now with this doubt on the intention, that becomes a major problems in the relationships. Now I will quote few examples which has been shared by students only in the workshops. There was this one student who had a very good friend from the other branch. So their schedule was like they were staying in one hostel room, having different classrooms, but we'll make sure that in every break they will meet. We'll go together for lunch. After college hours also, they will spend most of the time together. One day it so happened that the class of this first boy was left late after 10 minutes. And by that time, the other class was empty. So he went there and checked. The friend is not there. So he said, okay, he must have gone to mess. And he went there. While he was entering into the mess, his friend was coming out. So he called him. He called, but that other person passed by, did not attend this call. So this person who was the best friend decided that now our friendship is over. He actually did not wait for me. Then when I called, he did not even look at me once, and we were actually very near, but still he ignored me. Now I am not going to talk to this person. We have student workshops in the evening time. 6 to 9 is the time for student workshops. Like we have these workshops. For students, it is in evening time in online mode. So the student was sharing. After that evening, he went for the workshop and he went through the content, and then he thought that at least I have to ask him what happened once. Otherwise, he had decided that I am not going to talk to you. So he went and asked what happened. So he said, actually my father had transferred me money. So in break, when our class was left early, I went, had money, took that wallet with me in the hostel mess. But I was going to do some fees payment with that money. So I don't know where I have kept my wallet after that. I felt that I am taking it to mess, but I don't know where it was misplaced. So while I was taking my food, I recalled that wallet is not with me. So I was rushing out to check if it is somewhere kept. When I am not able to listen to what is happening here when somebody gives me a call, does that mean intentionally I do not want to listen, or does that mean at that time something else felt so important to me that I missed this?
Second.
I miss it many a times. Hence it so happens in this workshop that this recap takes place every day. So if many of us have taken off, went back, home department, another country, then we come back, and when we land, this landing should be safe, that the content is there, we are there with the content. One slide is there for so much of the time. Having this clarity on the trust, do you think now I will be blaming the other person for what they did? Will it happen or not happen? And will it be okay for us to continue with this doubt on the intention? The moment I came inside, for example, the moment I came inside, you saw the watch and it was actually late. And you have this feeling, this person today also came late. With this thought itself, how do you feel? Comfortable or uncomfortable? This checking has to be done in me. Do I feel comfortable thinking in me that this person does like this every time? Today also came late. Last year, that function, it was so important, many guests were there, this person came late. Chain of thoughts starts after this doubt on intention part, and the moment you see the shift, must be busy with some activity at home, that very moment, do you see next chain of thoughts, or it stops and you come back to what is going on? Okay, so what we are having this discussion here is, when my attention is on the intention of the other, on the natural acceptance part, and if I see that my natural acceptance and the other person's natural acceptance is same, will I be doubting or will I be checking what has happened actually? And hence, these are the common mistakes we are making in relationship, that I keep on evaluating myself on the basis of my intention, but I evaluate the other on what they are able to do or what they are not able to do. Ability part, and here my focus is on my intention part, and with this I doubt their intention. I assume the lack of competence to be lack of intention, and then I feel opposed and get irritated. And with this, I may not have spoken to others for days or even have broken up the relationship, and one may have lost many such good friends, like just because of this one problem of doubting the intention of the other. We'll take mic, just a moment, because all can listen. Didi, mic please.
So doubting the other's intention is a major mistake we do. And it is quite natural to every human being, because we always. For this, I find one solution in Buddhism, in Buddha's teachings. There is a one word. When there is a conflict, when you doubt others' intention, you have to adopt one quality, that we start begin to think, if I were that. When we start begin to think that, if I were that, then all the conflicts and all the doubting intention will be cancelled. That is very good teaching from Buddha's teachings. I like it a lot.
Very nice, Didi, that you are able to relate with what was already there. Okay? And this is what we all are trying to bring our attention to, that on the very first day we started with this natural acceptance part, and we could see that it is always for relationship, it is always for nurturing, it is always for protecting, and we were answering it the same every day. Now with this, can I have the statement which Didi is trying to put in is, is this okay to put it this way? That each one of us has the same natural acceptance. Natural acceptance is same for all. Can I say this and come back here? Yes.
I'd like to share one incident that happened yesterday in the life of us, and my friend. He was calling one of our colleagues in every break. He started calling in lunch break, in the evening break. And that colleague was not taking up, and my friend is getting irritated. No, he doesn't like me. He never takes up my call. He has some grudge on me. Something like that he was thinking. I have been telling him, sir, don't think like that. Maybe he's busy or he's with some director or someone, maybe something like that. And after getting back to our rooms also, at 8 he called. Then also he did not take up. Sir, if you are right, he was telling me, if you are right, when he was in the college, he is not taken up, maybe he's busy. Now he might be at home, he could have taken the call. Then also I thought, maybe he is busy somewhere else, don't think badly about him. After half an hour, he rang this guy back and told, in the morning when you called, I was with the correspondent and I was held up. So now I am calling, what's the reason why you were calling? So always thinking positive really helps. Don't put attach any negative intentions to the other party.
True. So this was already there. Now when we have started referring to it, now we are relating with it. In one such workshop, again what Bhaiya is saying happened, Didis were sitting to this side and they took all the mattresses this side, and 5-6 Didis were sitting this side. There was one first person and then there was fifth person. Like that it was. So this first person and fifth person used to be very, very good friends at some point in time. After this session, they were sharing it in tutorial session. So after this session, we get a break, lunch break, then they must have talked to each other. And in tutorial session, they were sharing, this first person had very much opposition for this fifth person. And the reason was they were very good friends and they used to go everywhere together. everywhere together. So this first person would call this fifth person and say, we are going for tea. The person would say, okay, we are going for tea. The person would say, I want to go for shopping. This other person would say, okay, I'm coming with you. So everywhere together. Since last few months, this fifth person was not coming with this first person. So this first person said, now she must have got good other friends. Hence she is ignoring me. Whenever I call her, are you coming to canteen with me? She will say, I'm not coming. I'm saying, are you coming to shopping with me? She is saying, I'm not coming. And she slowly and gradually stopped calling her, contacting her. At that day, when the session got discussed, this first person went to this fifth person and asked, like, how are you? We have not been talking, but I was remembering you. So she said, actually, I lost my mother before some time, and I also had many responsibilities at my in-laws side. So whenever I used to get free time, I used to get worried about the same thing. And this contradiction was so much in me that I also did not gather courage to share it with you. And hence, whenever you used to call, I used to think, I am going through such a crisis that I have lost my mother. I have to face so many difficulties at my in-laws side, and this person tells me go for shopping. What is this? So this person and this person, they both started developing this doubt on intention. And since that day then, this first and fifth started sitting together for the workshop. This was the outcome. So can we start looking at my natural acceptance first, and then from my natural acceptance, if I am getting these answers every time the same, can I start having idea about how the other person is going through, as Didi was mentioning it? Is it okay, or is it okay to continue with the way we are working now most of the times? These two things which we were discussing, intention and competence. So intention is not the same as expectation. Intention is not the same as desire. Intention is natural acceptance, and this natural acceptance I have for relationship, harmony and coexistence. I have it for these choices always. It is always there for trust. It is always there for feeling. It is always there for relationship. When I miss on this part, I keep shifting over here and I start looking at the competence. A person behaving very nicely with us, is its intention or competence? A person behaving very nicely with you, is its intention or competence? Huh? You can't say anything? Okay. Didi was quoting this example of a student and teacher relationship. I am scolding my students. Is it my intention or competence? Intention? What is my intention? My intention is for relationship. With my student, I am seeing my intention that I am relating with them, and out of this feeling of relationship, I am doing something for them. In the action part, the scolding, sometimes beating, sometimes calling them by any name, is the outer expression I am exhibiting. So if the student says, teacher, your intention is bad every time, you are scolding me every time, is this okay? Is this okay? That's disharmony. So as a student, if I am saying that my teacher is always scolding me and her intention is only like that, if she scolds me, no, she feels good. Is her intention or is her competence part? And hence we are looking at this. When we talk about intention, it is natural acceptance. What do you think? A criminal person trying to harm me. What is his intention are? A criminal person trying to harm me. What are the person's intention? to get something from me. Why? Why? Huh? It's agenda? Agenda, great. Why do we set some agenda in our life? What is the purpose behind that? Great, for fulfillment of my desire. Why do I want to fulfill my desires? By fulfilling desires, what outcome I am expecting? Now, I am that criminal who wants to harm the other person. My plan, my agenda is, when I harm you, I'll get some physical facility out of it, okay? Or by harming you, for that moment of time, I'll be enjoying it, and with that, I'm seeking happiness. Now, is this problem with my intention, or is this problem with my notion of happiness set wrong? So if each individual starts looking at what happiness is and start working on it, do you think we will be involved in any such activity then? We means anybody. I went through one documentary film. I will describe it very shortly. The scenario was one boy came to one house and the family asked him, "Who are you?" The boy said, "I am your son's friend." So the mother very fondly welcomed that person and said, "I am going to prepare a very nice dish for you. Have lunch with us." So they were having lunch, and after the lunch was over, this boy said, "I am actually not your son's friend." So the mother got very upset and she asked, "Why did you lie to me?" Because that mother had lost her son in the suicidal attempt. Okay, and this boy who had come to visit said, "I am a social activist who is working for my research with the person who is in the prison now, who was responsible for making your son going through this suicidal attempt." So then she got much more upset with it, that why you have come from his side to me. So he said, "Ma'am, I have come to you just to share with you that I had some interactions with that boy who is in the jail now, and now he's telling me that I also want to die, I do not want to live. So when I am making fun of the other person, going through these ragging activities, harming you, at that time, my notion of happiness was seeking happiness from three sources. Happiness from physical facility, happiness from sensual pleasure, or happiness from getting the appreciation. Now see, I am that student in the hostel who would like you to appreciate me. So what I will do, I will go through these students and will make fun of you. Now what others are telling, "Wow, what a good person he is." Not good, like they will appreciate, no? That you are able to make fun of them. This kind of scenario happens in the hostel, no? So because I wanted to get attention from rest of the boys in showing that how I can harm these people, for that I went through this activity. And there was one such boy who did not find it comfortable, there was so much disharmony in the boy, and he attempted for suicidal attempt. Now I actually was unaware that this is going to happen. I did that act just for my fun, just for ensuring this part. So is it my mistake, or is it the mistake of me understanding what the true happiness is? Lack of understanding, and hence we are talking about this competence as imagination guided by natural acceptance. If this much is my competence, I will be able to do this many things right. Other things will get governed by preconditioning or sensation, and that will go right sometimes, that will not go right sometimes. And hence, when my imagination is motivated by preconditioning and sensation, this opposition, jealousy, revenge, struggle, conflict are part of my imagination, even though these are not naturally acceptable to me. And hence, when we referred this definition of unhappiness, we said the contradiction in me is unhappiness. Now this contradiction is, my natural acceptance is for this. But currently, the content of imagination is governed by taking revenge from someone. What I want to be and what I am are conflicting, and hence that contradiction in me. And for that, outer person is actually just a trigger. You said some words to me which I did not like, and you passed, you went. After that, for 2 hours, 2 days, a month, what goes on in me is, that day you said those words to me, now I will find a chance and will say something to you. Did you see that it is getting highlighted here? This doubt on intention is occupying the whole content of my imagination, and this is preconditioning. Now with that only I am governing. You say a word and I will, now. Actually, I had this feeling of opposition for you, and when we met in the canteen, you just smiled at me. And now for that also I have doubt, why did this person smile at me? Your good behavior also is perceived by wrong in me because of this. And a larger set of my desires may be motivated by preconditioning or sensation. That is governing me. But a very small set of desires, when are guided by natural acceptance, this sometimes doubt, sometimes clarity is going to happen. And now I am asking what Bhaiya was putting up. We'll keep on taking it as a reference that, you know, if we have this rule in any of the classroom that now onwards you have to trust everyone. Will that be helpful for you? Because Bhaiya said it to him for 3-4 times. Leave it. No, the person must be busy. But till the point in time it gets resolved within me, by me, will the other person's instruction be affecting me? It will affect. For how much time? Some time. He will keep telling me, you know, that you always should say the truth, don't lie. Okay? But within me, if I have this fear so occupying, that I would go and tell the lie. Because for me, I am facing that fear. No, even if you are saying me that tell me the truth. With my daughter, we were experiencing this. I was very strict with her for not letting her eat outside chocolates and ice creams. 2.5, 3 years she was. What she used to do is go out with her daddy, go out, eat ice cream, eat chocolate, throw the wrapper outside, clean the mouth, and then she would come to me and say, smell, I have not eaten anything. Now the person is okay to go ahead and say the lie because that fear part is there in my imagination so much. Now you are telling me to tell the truth, but I am having that fear. That what if I say the truth, you will scold me, you will take some action against me. So what gets governed in me here in my content of imagination gets reflected here in my behavior and work. How many of us say any lie at one point or the other in our lifetime, have said it? Now if once I say a lie to you, will you be comfortable with me, or you would say that now onwards I don't trust you? Right? So now this is the point of reflection for all of us. Now will you do one activity very quickly? Write the list of people in your family on whom you feel that you have trust. Writing? Quickly? All? Writing? Okay. Prepare a list, okay, and write in it the number of persons in your family whom you have this feeling of trust. And tell me how many members are there in your list. Any rough count? 3? Great. Any other? Any count? 2, 0, 5, 4. It means those people who have added in the list, you have continuous unconditional trust on them, and for you to check it, when I have this unconditional continuous trust on intention of the other, and if the other is lacking competence part, what I would have done till this time, I am checking whether I tried to improve their competence and also worked on mine, or got irritated, got angry, had a feeling of opposition. So it means the people who are there in your list, you must have opted for A every time, every time. Not even once with B, C, D. Now tell me how many are there in your list. Didi in the beginning only declared it as 0, which is actually right for me. This unconditional continuous trust is not there. I used to go to college and we had many working hours because that year there was water scarcity problem, and I remember my mother asking me only one question: did you eat your food? And I used to get irritated. I am taking more classes here, 6, 7 classes in a day, and she is concerned about my food. Why every day the same question you are asking? Four times I will boil the milk, 1 time it gets out. I tell it to my husband to do it once and it comes out. I get irritated. I called you 2 times, 3 times, you did not pick up the call, you did not even call back, I got angry. And when you were calling me the other day, the whole day I did not pick your call. And actually I was so busy that 2nd, 3rd day also I was not calling you. And I was expecting that you should understand that I am busy. So now how many are there in our list? Is this comfortable? This fluctuating part. What fluctuates is, sometimes I get irritated, sometimes I help the other. Sometimes I get angry, sometimes I help the other. Sometimes I have a feeling of opposition, sometimes I also have feeling of relationship. So this indefinite part on my side, is it comfortable or uncomfortable? When I have this part A as a response, it is trust on intention, indicating trust on intention. So whenever I am having response for the other, it is trust on intention, and whenever it is otherwise, it is doubt on intention reactions.
Trust will not be lost. Even though you are irritated or angry, trust will not be lost.
Right. What Bhaiya is saying is, trust is not lost even if I got angry at the other person. The proposal is, I have assurance that the other wants to make me happy or unhappy. When that assurance is there in me that the other wants to make me happy and prosperous, and it is applicable at that particular moment in time. At this moment in time, when I could see that by coming late to the class, for example, your intention is okay. Okay? Competence was the problem, and that was the reason. What I have for you is the response. I'll ask you, why did you come late? And when that part, that clarity on intention is missing, at that time I would actually scold you and would ask you, why did you come late? Got angry at you. I may not have even allowed many of such students to sit in the class also because they came late. So now, do I mean to say that when I have this clarity on trust, I should let you do whatever you want to do? If I have trust on you, you should do whatever you want to do.
No.
No? Hence, will you please read this first option, Didi? You are saying it right.
Yes.
Just read that first.
My intention here is stating that unconditional love is one thing, and whatever I want to do, if you are allowing me to do, that's not correct. Suppose I am going in the wrong track. You have an every right to correct me. You can say, because you have trust on me, love on me, and that makes you try your level best to stop me from doing that act. If you are really a good friend of mine, you will stop me. You are not scared that you are losing my friendship. Yes? So unconditional love should not prevent a person from wanting someone if they are on the wrong track.
We will go to feeling of love. We are coming back to feeling of trust. Bhaiya had this question that the trust is not lost on that person. Trust is still there even if I get angry at the person. Now for this I am saying, even if I have this feeling of trust in me and the other commits the mistake, what I am doing, the first part is, A part, can we read it together? Try to improve. This is what you are saying, no? I will stop you doing that. I will help you to improve your competence. And what is written in the bracket now? So if this both parts are not ensured, will it work well? So does that mean after UHV's class we are going to allow students to do whatever they want to? No. We are going to take the action, but hence yesterday we were talking about these two parts. We were talking about having a feeling in me which makes me comfortable and then having its expression. This is what Bhaiya was trying to say. When I get angry at you, that is the expression part. But at that time, what you are seeing from me is this anger part, in the expression part. But what lies in me is the part which I am only going to check within myself. That is that verification. On the first day we were talking about natural acceptance verification, and other one was experiential validation, self-exploration diagram. So now who will check it, whether it was right feeling or the fluctuation in that feeling? A child, I am going to check. A child is trying to go near fire. What I will do? Stop them from going. The child is not listening. What I will do? Even harshly would take them away, holding their hand. So the expression part might be this, but while doing that, am I comfortable or not comfortable? This part we all can do for ourselves. So next time, I am getting angry at the other person, now I am checking. I am angry, this is expression, that is okay. But within me, what is the feeling I have? Do I doubt the intention of the other? Or I have the clarity and for their well-being I am doing this. This is process of self-exploration. Sometimes I would not even get angry at you, but remain upset with what behavior you had for me for many days. So in the expression actually it did not even reflect. But I was very, very uncomfortable. When I am uncomfortable, am I having right feeling or the absence of it is there? And who will check that? Okay. And hence it is said, this is fundamental. Trust on intention is the foundation of relationship, and I can get idea of state of my understanding about relationship from this exploration. I only can evaluate this part. and as in, my observation starts happening about myself, slowly and gradually I will start noticing. When a student is asking a question, I might be responding within how I am. When a student is asking a question, I might be telling them, don't do continue, please stop. We will come back to this after some point in time. At that time, what feeling I have. So this is going to vary. And this is visible to all. But we are not talking about this part, we are talking about this part. So this question mark when put right, when I have the clarity that my intention and the other person's intention is to make myself happy and also you happy. Now I am that terrorist who has the happiness in harming the other. So this part was very well set for me. I wants to make myself happy. But here I assumed that if I make you unhappy, then I will be happy. So this is problem of competence, ability part, and not the intention part. I am considering this set of people as my family. Okay? So for well-being of these people, I might be harming the other group of people. So my notion of happiness is these many people are if happy, I am happy. So for this to take place, I may harm you. But my purpose is not to harm you. My purpose is to make me and my family happy. And for that, this action I have considered as the right action. So can I have trust on intention of all? Is it possible? Is it possible? Right now it doesn't seem possible. Right now it is not possible for me because I have these assumptions in me about trust. We talked about this part, and what current state is this part, that I trust means I trust on competence, and that is based on events. So that time you helped me, I trust you. That other time you did not help me, trust lost. Last 5 times I lent her money, she returned it on time, so I can trust her. He said he will reach at 11, but look, it is 12 now, he always comes late, so how I can trust the person every time? Here I am not looking at the natural acceptance, but here I am assuming trust which is based on event, and from this to this shift we are talking, where being able to see that all human beings have the same natural acceptance as me. Trust on intention is founded on understanding and not based on events. It does not keep changing with time or person, and it can be unconditional and continuous. And of course, the competence may or may not be there in me also or in the other also. And hence that first option. A, B, C, D, 4 options were there. First A was try to help the other in improving their competence, and in bracket, try to work on my competence development also. Both the things should happen. Is it okay to increase the list of people in our list? So can we now add all? Everyone. But how do I make sure that I have added everyone? I want to, that is the desirable part. How will I check?
Believe yourself to see that you believe others.
Okay. And what ways we should use to work on this part? We'll try in the day-to-day interactions. Will we try? How many of you go home after this session? Okay. Your family member brought tea for you. And the Bhaiya is saying they don't bring. Okay. So the family member is trying to do some, great, that would be great. I was expecting that they would come and offer me some tea, but they are not bringing. Now check your feeling. Check your feeling. Will not work on this part. Will not work on this part. We are talking about this part. What I will check?
Maybe they are in busy.
Ha. Now this reason which
That they won't bring.
this will happen, right, when we are checking it at the thought level. Verification is happening. Now we are talking about experiential validation. So tomorrow you all can share what happened when you went home, what happened when you went back to hostel here, and when things were not as you were expecting them to be. You call a person whom you may not have called for some time and see if they are picking your call or not. This tea example I was quoting because just to check, there is no sufficient sugar as I want it to be there in the tea. The feeling? Feeling? Bhaiya is pointing here. And hence, we are summing up this session. Trust is to have the clarity that other wants to make me happy and prosperous. Trust is the foundation of relationship. If I am aware of my natural acceptance, I have trust on intention, I feel related to the other, and when I make a program with the other, it is based on right evaluation of our mutual competence. Mutual competence is your competence also I am aware about this state. This is this state. My competence also I am aware about. I evaluate it and based on that I have two programs. In case the other is lacking in competence, I make the effort to assure the other and I make the effort to improve his competence once he is assured of me in this relationship and not before that. If I lack competence, I become ready to take help from the other to improve my competence. Why the second line is added here? If I make effort to improve his competence once he is assured in the relationship. Let us try this one thing today. We will go and announce in our family that we are going to have a human values workshop for you. They will be ready? They will be ready? No? Why? Great. They will ask whether you have first worked upon them in you or not. So when I did this workshop for the very first time, I was the youngest one in my department and I went on talking to each teacher and will you please do human values workshop, will you please do human values workshop, I'll do your registration. That process I will do, but you please do it. Everybody denied. That assurance part, if is not there in that relationship, then we will not go and do that task. I tried it for my family also. I told my husband, first person I told that we need to talk about something. He said, okay, let us start. So I said, you must have this clarity on intention about me, that every time I make a mistake, you must trust me. He said, okay, done. I am done. Time over. So this assurance, if it is not there in the other for me in this relationship, then this is going to happen, that they will not be ready. And hence this question comes in many workshops. I understand what trust is. Okay, and now I went to my family member and I said, I have many good things to share with you after this workshop. Listen to me. The person says, I am not ready. One of the students has shared this. They said, he said, I am not having good terms with my father. So we talk only when it is utmost required. Otherwise, most of our communication happens through my mother. So he said, I went to my father and said, we have not been talking for many times now, and I need to talk to you. So his father said, see, I'm busy. And he went away. So the student felt very bad. And then he talked to his mentor and discussed about it. And then he decided that this is how my program will be. So in that duration, 2-3 months duration, whenever he used to get time, the first change he made was he started folding his clothes after he wakes up from the bed. Started keeping his dirty clothes inside the bathroom. Started asking his mother, I am going out, do you need something, because I am going that side. Earlier, he never informed where he is going and when he will come back. He started putting a message to his father if he is going away out of station with friends, some major parts. And after 3 months of time, his father asked him, I have noticed some things from you, and today I have some time. Do you think we should talk? And they both started talking about it. So this happens when the other sees that change in me and not before that. We'll stop for a break. Everybody is waiting. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
सर गुडमॉर्निंग सर आवलेट सर टोल ब्रिज అది డిస్కల్ అవుట్
पहले सेशन जी हम टाकूया अदर फीलिंग्स आणि मग आधी पाहिजे तर अदर फीलिंग्स नंतर आले शेअरिंग घेऊ चौथे सेशन कॉलेज म्हणण्यापेक्षा जे लोक अपडाऊन करतात
అవును దానికోసం మా ఊరు పరిస్థితి
म्हणजे आता माझ्याकडे हे सेशन रेकॉर्डिंगला
ओके सर
विमाने झाले
थँक्यू सर
आणि यांना डेट पाहिजे ना क्रिएटिव्हिटी
आम्ही सांगितलं
Finally, all change. Some of those schedule there.
त्याच्यामुळे
26 ला पण कसं करणार सर? हा,
नाही,
मी
ते-
24 ला travel करते.
25 ला पण मी म्हणजे पोहोचेन, पण 25 पुण्यामध्ये आहे मी. म्हणजे तिथे एक मीटिंग आहे, मी डायरेक्ट पुण्याला जाणार आहे 26.
तुम्ही पुण्याला सांगा.
हां.
तुमची flight इथून
म्हणजे फ्लाईट तशीच बुक करायला सांगितलं. इथून सिकंदराबाद, तिथून पुणे. हां. आणि त्याच्यानंतर 26, 27 वगैरे बघू म्हणजे त्याचं काय आहे.
आणि मी तुम्हाला सगळं मेसेज करते म्हणजे तिकडे
हो,
कॉफी
हो. हो, येस.
हा मॅम. हा 2 मिनिट ब्रेक आहे मॅम, म्हणूनच कॉल केला. बोला ना. म्हणजे तुम्ही केलं असेल तर काही नाही चेंज करू शकणार. आणि मी म्हणणार होते मग मंडेला करता मग मी तसं करेन. हा हॅलो मॅम, आवाज येतो? दहा म्हणजे 11. आपण सॅटर्डेला माझं हा बरोबर फर्स्ट लागणार आता. मग मॅम चालेल, मंडे चालेल. मंडे चालेल. हो, सॅटर्डे उचलून मंडेला जायला तर चालेल. म्हणजे मंडे, थर्सडे, फ्रायडे. हो मॅम, तसं कराल मग आणि ओके. हो हो चालेल.